Sitting on your ass all day is not good for your health at all. Rolls over onto stomach instead. r/AskReddit. What do people learn too late? How to manage their finances. Lesson number 1. $1,000 is not a lot to have, but it's a lot to owe. Lesson number 2. It's much easier to blow $100 than it is to make $100. Lesson number 6. A talent can almost always be turned into a trade if you work hard and market yourself correctly. That salary amount is not the entirety of an equation when deciding where to work. You have to take into account the cost of living, commute times, the safety of the nearby area, and the convenience of living in the area. Studies have shown that taking a 20-minute longer commute is as bad for your job satisfaction as a 19% pay cut. On top of that, wealth equals money in, money out. If a new job pays 20k more, but if rent/property prices are 30k more per year, you are taking a pay cut. On top of that, you have to consider your future. Do you have to move to an undesirable location to work there? Crammed in a little apartment where the nearest services are an hour away? What about air quality? What about noise levels? Is this a place where you want to start a family and raise kids? All of those play a factor in determining the desirability of a job. I'm a firm believer that my job doesn't exist outside this city is a bullshit myth. Even if you're a super specialized rocket scientist with a PhD in orbital dynamics, NASA is not the only organization with a job opening for you. There are many more factors to that. Is this a job you really like? If you are making more money but hate the job, is it really worth it? You are spending most of your day and your life at that place. If that part of your life sucks, it will affect your mood and happiness a lot. And close to that, the work atmosphere. Are you getting along with your colleagues? Is your boss a decent person? The social part plays a big role and is often ignored. How dangerous driving a car can be. This is very true. I survived 2 car accidents without any scratch in 3 months. Drive safe and remember, just because you have priority way, it doesn't mean that they will give it to you. Pay attention. Sometimes letting go of your priority is the way to avoid an accident. Edit. By priority way I meant right of way. I didn't know how was it called in English, so I written how I would say it in my language. Letting an idiot having his way is preferable to getting into an accident with said idiot, no matter how well you are within your rights. And also know that one day, that idiot will be you, because you lost focus, as humans tend to do once in a while. That you might be wrong sometimes. Some never learn. Edit. Change they to you. I've discovered that my nature is to never accept that I'm wrong. I will give excuses, argue, but not accept. I've made it a resolution this year to just accept it when I'm wrong. In Western cultures, if you admit that you're wrong when you actually are, and ask how you can do better next time, and then do it, people will be a lot more impressed than if you're the guy who is never wrong. Honestly, yeah. Never being wrong is a party trick. Being a good person shows commitment and the ability for growth. Far more impressive. My boyfriend was in a poker tournament where first prize was 250k. Someone told him, wow, that's quit your job money. We were very concerned for this dude's finances. Friend of mine inherited $400k from a relative. He announced it on Facebook. Suddenly had tons of new friends, a new apartment, new electronics, new girlfriend who was madly in love with him. They got married in a huge ceremony. The money was gone within 18 months, and within 3 months of that she divorced him for being broke, and he had to move back into his mom's. I feel like the first rule of coming into a lot of money is tell no one, for this specific reason. That happiness usually comes from a diverse range of interests, hobbies, and commitments. You are not your job. Your romantic partner cannot be your everything, etc. It's so easy to get sucked into a life where your career is everything, or where you wrap your entire identity around your partner. There is nothing wrong with celebrating your loved ones and being close. And there is nothing wrong with caring about your job. You just need more to thrive. I see this so often in relationships. 2 people meet and fall in love. They each inspire one another based on their interests and achievements. It's part of what makes them fall in love. But slowly, over time, they let those hobbies go. Stress gets in the way. Bills pile up. And then one day they find themselves wondering why they ever loved this person in the first place. Instead of being sexy and interesting, they are just part of a routine. TLDR. Diversify your interests and activities to be happy. Don't rely on a single person, hobby, or commitment to give you everything you need. Weave the tapestry of your life with many threads. Quote from Frasier. Ah, yes, but you added, make sure to weave the pattern that pleases you most. Oh man, that was the episode with Bill Gates, to lol. How to communicate. Not communicating with my wife almost destroyed my marriage. I'm finally learning to tell my wife how I feel. Took me years to learn to suck it up, admit I was wrong, and apologize. Feels so natural to me now to apologize to my husband when I'm being an asshole. I don't know what the appeal was to just dig my heels in and escalate, but it's really nice now. Fights last all of 5 minutes, if we even bother getting to that point. I apologized to my sister once, and she got all weirded out. Guess I know where it came from lol. Still don't do it on the internet. Baby steps. Don't worry if you aren't living an exciting or extravagant life. It's okay to live simply and quietly. It doesn't mean that you're wasting your life. I'm the most boring person ever. I'm 30, never went out when I was younger, never bunked a day of school, got straight A's, never smoked a cigarette or anything else, never ever been tipsy, and I don't drink. I'm always at home crocheting, playing with my kids, gardening. I have about 4 friends, and no social media. I didn't really date, met my husband at 20 and got married. Didn't have a wedding, and I love getting a good bargain. But I feel like I'm living the most exciting life because it's my most authentic life, and I'm not changing the world, but I'm keeping my part of the world beautiful and clean. Edit to add that when my kids hug me or tell me I'm a nice mommy, that makes me feel I have a pretty good life. Don't ever think it's okay to talk to yourself in a manner you wouldn't let another human being talk to you. The biggest abuser I ever had in my life was my constant companion, the thoughts in my head. We often take care to choose our words when correcting a child or friend, but if anyone had talked to me the way I talked to me for 30 straight fucking years, I would have murdered them and probably got away with it too. Be nice to yourself, you're the only you have. My brain after reading that. Yeah, be nicer to yourself, you stupid duck. Consider what saying yes will cost you. Time, energy, money, etc. If you really can't part with what it will cost, then no is a statement of fact and an act of self-respect. Also, recognize that other people are allowed to be upset or have negative emotions without it being your job to fix that, even if they say you're the source or reason. Obviously, if you've hurt someone with your words or actions, you should apologize. But if someone's mad at you for not doing them a favor, too bad. You're probably not their only option and they'll just have to learn to solve their own problems. We are each responsible for our own happiness. We can choose to add to the happiness of others, but it's nobody's job to ensure someone else's happiness. That it's never too late to learn. Thanks for watching the video until the end. This is my first ever uploaded Reddit readout. I'm not saying this channel is good, but why not take a risk and subscribe? Disclaimer, you might regret it.